Good evening, friends. Welcome to the virtual workshop on Tableau desktop training. And today's speaker is Mr. Rahul Tiwari, like user, and we'll continue for today's session. So I request Mr. Rahul Tiwari to conduct this today's session.
All right. So welcome, guys. Welcome to the session. And today we are going to talk about one more interesting concept, which is very, I would say, important and at the same time useful as well in a Tableau point of view. The concept is known as data blending. We'll try to understand that and we'll solve one of the use cases which will help us to understand the concept. So basically, here is the business problem which we have. You have been hired by the supermarket in Europe as a Tableau developer. Your assignment is to deliver a visualization which will have details about the actual sales and the target sales by department. The data will be of different granularity and normal data joining will not help. With the functionality of data blending, create a visualization which will show the above requirements. Also create a view in the same visualization which will help business to understand how much the difference is from actual sales and the target sales. So first we'll see the data set and then we'll try to understand what they are talking about. So here is my data set. You can see that we have three tables here. One is list of orders. Second is order breakdown, where the order ID is common in both the tables. And the third table is sales target. Now, if you see here, list of orders and order breakdown, the data which I have is a transactional level data, or I can say the order level data. It's at the order ID level. So I can join this order ID with this order ID to get the details about the sales. And when I join this data, I'll able to get the sales details, like which at which month, how much sales happened, actual sales basically. So if I drag my order date and drag the sales, it will give me the sales by the date. Now, when I join this data, I'll get the data. Let's say, for example, in the month of January, this is my January month, this is my entire January month. The total sales happened, which is, this is my sales amount based on the categories. What is the sales happen on the office supply? What is the sales happen on the furniture? What is the sales happen on the technology? And if you see this sales target table, here my data is at the January level, furniture level. What is the target, right? So basically, if I try to help you understand this data, let me open one blank page. So what's happening here is that My data is at order ID level. There are multiple order IDs for multiple categories. Let's say category A, category B, these are the transactions. Category C, these are the transactions. This is my order level data. This is my order level data based on the date also. Like on the 1st January, what is the sales happened? On the 2nd February, what is the sales happened, and so on. And there is one more table which is sales target table, which consists of data at the order date level, category level, and target. So basically 1st January, or I can say January, what is the target for furniture or category A? Let's say 10,000. So what I want to do is I want to compare this data with this entire January data of category A. So I want to sum up this. I want to sum up this, and then I want to compare with January. That is what we have to do. Same way for February, there will be some target. I want to compare that target with February data, like that. Now, if you see this data set which we have, if I go to my Excel, here you can see that my data is for January furniture, 10,000 is the target. What I want to do is I want to come here. I want to aggregate based on the January all the furniture data, some of the sales, corresponding sales, whatever the sales is, that is my actual sales, and that actual sales is what I want to compare with this target. That is the task. So basically from the one table, I want to aggregate the data, I want to sum the data, and then I want to compare with another table's data. So when we are doing aggregation, when we are summing up or averaging, whatever, we have to apply data blending. And that is what we are going to apply now. So let's go ahead. I'll connect this data with Tableau. And in data blending, basically there are two sources. One source will be list of orders and order breakdown. That is my transactional data. And there is a sales target, which is my target data. So I'll connect to Excel. And here I'll select this value. I'll drag list of orders and order breakdown. Join on the order ID. This is my one source. I will go to the data and click on new data source. I'll connect to the same Excel file and drag sales target. So basically we have two sources now. My first source is list of orders, which is my transactional data. And my second data is sales target, which is my target data. So if I go to the sheet 1, you can see that there are two data sets. One is transactional data, second is target data. Now if you see that the target, my target is at what level? My target is at order date and category level. So I want to create my transactional data also at order date. The data is at month and year level. I have the category and I have the sales. So this is my actual sales. This is my actual sales for individual category over the period of time. So this gives me the value, that is the actual sales of each category by month. Now I want to compare this actual sales. For example, January 2011, the furniture actual sales is 5477. If I go and check my target, it was 10,000. That means my target did not meet, right? But how will I compare in Tableau? I'll go to target set. You can see that automatically you see there is a chain coming in. Tableau is smart enough. It understands that order date and category are the common column. Order date, category. So it automatically did the connection between the category and the order date. Now what I want is I want to put the target. I will drag this target here. So now you can see that Tableau is giving me the correct information here. Total sales which we have is 5477. Total target which we have is 10,000. That means it is showing me the values correctly. If you remember, we spoke about dual axis in the last class. So I can put this line on top of this line. So I click on this and go to dual axis. Now I will see one problem here. The problem is that my sales is from 0 to 40 and here my target is 0 to 20. That means it is not apple to apple comparison. So what I have to do is I have to right click on this and I have to click on synchronize axis. And now you can see that it is apple to apple comparison 0 to 40 and 0 to 40. I take these pauses because I'm going slow. I want you guys to understand step by step. That's why I'm trying to go as slow as possible. That's why I give a lot of pauses in between. So now if we over here, you can see 5477 is my original sales and 10,000 is my target sales. So there is a difference. That means I did not meet the target here. I met the target here. I met the target here. I met the target here. But here I did not meet. Here I did not meet. Here I did not meet. I did not meet the targets here. Now, as of now, this is look wise not looking that great. I'll try to make some edit. I will do some editing here. So I'll change this to area, or let me make it as a bar and change this to area. And what I'll do, I'll put a category in the colors. Each category has its own color. And you see when I'm hovering here, I'm not able to touch those small bars. So I'll right click and say move marks to back. So now I can see that I'm able to touch the small bars. Now, one more thing I want to do here is that I want to create one calculated field which will give me the difference. For example, here the target sales is 10,000. The actual sales is 5477. So the difference which I have is 10,000 minus 5477. So how will I do that? I will create a calculated field and I will say difference. And here I will write sum of sales minus target sales. So if your sales is 5477, target is 10,000, it will give me negative 4,000 something. I'll drag it here. You can see that I'm getting the difference, which is 4523 negative. So I'll convert this line to the bar, and I will drag this difference in the color. So this is giving me an insight. The first chart is showing me what is the actual sales and the target sales for this also, for this also, and for this also. All the three categories. One is for furniture, second is for office supply, and third is for technology. And the second chart is showing me the difference. Second chart is showing me the difference. So basically what we did is we compared a set of values with my target, and also we subtracted what is the actual sales minus target sales. And how we achieved this? We achieved this with data blending. So basically, when to use data blending? As simple as that. When I am summing up some values from one table and then comparing with maybe some values or one value with another table. So when I'm summing up or aggregating can be average or anything else also. So when I'm aggregating and comparing, then data blending comes into picture, which is like one of the very important concepts of Tableau. So this is about the data blending concept. Now we can do a lot of other things as well apart from data blending. Now we are talking about something else now. That topic is done. Now what we'll do is we'll talk about the table calculations. Now what is table calculation? So for example, let's say I have order date and I have the sales. Let me put it in the text. Now here what I want to do is I want to compare the sales. Basically, this is the value and this is the value, right? I want to know what is the increase in sales happened over the period of time. year-on-year sales, basically. That means how we do the year-on-year sales? How we compare that? This value minus this value divided by this value, right? But how will we do that? I click on this quick table calculation. There is a option of percentage difference. And when I click on this, but before I click on this percentage difference, let me click on difference and we'll try to understand what this difference is gonna do. I'm getting 134. Let me do one more thing. Let me drag the sales again and create a table. Let me drag the sales again and create a table. And let me put it here. Now you just do the calculation by yourself. You'll understand what's happening. Now if I do the calculation here, if you see here, 54888, let me write that, 548880 minus 414348. I am getting what? 134532. Okay. That means current value minus previous value. But now I want percentage difference. That means current value minus previous value divided by previous value. So divided by 414348. That is coming out to be 32.46%. Let me do that. You can see 32.47% you are getting. And same way it's happening here also. So basically current minus previous, same way current minus previous, same way current minus previous. That is how it is happening. And finding the percentages. That is percentage of total, or I can say percentage difference, not total. Percentage difference, which is important, right? Year on year sales, month on month sales, quarter on quarter sales, all these are important calculations for us. I'll show you one more thing. So let's say I have order date and I'll make this as, let's say, month, and let me put the sales. So you can see that it is showing me the sales. over the period of time. Drop down quick table, there is a running total. What is running total? That is cumulative sum. Let me drag one more sales, we'll try to understand. What is the sales on the month of January 2011? 14,335. If you see here, it is also 14,335. Let me go to February. The sales is 21,646. But running total is 35,981. Okay, interesting. Let me calculate that. So it is saying that the value is 35,981. So 35,981 minus 21646. That is 14,335, and that is what the previous month sales is. So the second value which we are getting here is basically the cumulative value. Cumulative, and this is my total sales till date. Total sales till date. It's a cumulative sales, which is again an important calculation for us. Next is there is a concept of moving average. Let me show you. So let's say we have a data at the month level and drag the sales at the row level. And let me drag one more sales and apply some logic here of moving average. Moving average. Something changed below. Something changed below. Let me go to this month. The actual sales which I have is 85,111. That is my sales on that month. The moving average is showing me 59,404. And if you see the text written, moving average for the sales for previous two and next zero. That means previous two and next zero. So current value and previous two value. What is the sales? Current value is 85,111, 38,345, 54,760. I'll sum up this three value. I can also select these three value, automatically it will sum up at the bottom. So you can see that it is summed up 178,216 at the bottom. You can see that divided by 3, 178,216 divided by 3, 59,405. You can see here what is the value we are getting, 59,405. So it is giving me the moving average. That means the current value and the previous two values is what the calculation is happening. If you want to change that, let's say I want current value and previous 7 values. I click on this drop down, edit table calculation, and here I'll say that okay, current value and previous 7 values. Or if you want, let's say I want the next 2 values also. Now you can see something changed. Let me take this value, current value and previous 7 values. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And next two values. So 1 and 2. The total sum is 427,523. And how many points we have selected? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 42,000, right? If I divide this by 10, 42,752 for this value. You see here, the value which I have is, for this one, it is 42,752. So it is taking previous 7 values and next 2 values. That is my moving average. One more interesting thing we can do is, let's create a table. Let's say we have category, or let's say I'll remove this category. I'll say, let's say subcategory and sales. Okay. I want to apply the rank. Basically, I want to know which category is having the highest sales. So I have to apply the rank. I click on this drop down, quick table and rank. I'll drag the sales also so that we'll able to compare. I'll create a table and here we go. 294396. That is the highest sales with rank 1. So highest, if I let's say put the sales in the color also, you can see that this is the darker. So rank 1 is bookcases, rank 2 is copiers, rank 3 is phones, and rank 4 is storage. If I drag this sales basically in the or let me press this control and drag it here. You can see that I can restrict. Let's say I want only top 5. So it will give me only top 5 values based on the sales. And if you guys remember with the concept of parameter, we can make it dynamic also. Suppose I'm looking for top 3 ranks, it will show me that by changing the parameter value. How we can do that? Let me show you that. I'll create a calculated field first of all. And let's give the rank. I can say top n rank, top n rank. And I'll apply a rank of my sales in the descending order. And this rank will happen on a sum of sales. And in this only I can write, okay, I am looking for a rank less than, right? I can write some logic here. So let me do one thing. Let me first create a parameter and I'll give the user an option that you can choose top 5 products. And I'll take this top n rank. I'll create a calculator on top of this and say that, okay, I'm looking for less than rank parameter. Top n. So this is my top n and I'll put this top n in the filter. And I'll call this show parameter. top n rank less than. Here I need to see. Let's see what happens here. This field I have to remove and this field I have to take in. And I'll write the logic top n less than or equal to. So now I can see that I'm getting top 2 rank, and when I change this parameter, it will increase or decrease, whatever you're looking. So dynamically, you can change what rank you're looking for. So that is how we can play around. And you can see the power of parameter again, right? Now what else we have apart from these basics? I'll create one more table. Let's say I have segment, I have category and subcategory. Let's say I'll swap it, and I will drag sales. I can go to analytics, and in here I have this total option. I'll drag it subtotal. I'll drag it column total. I'll drag it row total. Now, what is the benefit? I can very well show the percentages as well. I'll click on this drop down, quick table calculation, and here I'll say percentage of total. When I click on this percentage of total, you can see that this row is coming 100%. Right? If you see here, the row is 100%. That means this plus this plus this is 100%. Now I can change the calculation angle also. As of now, what's happening? This plus this plus this is 100%. Let's say I want sum of all this as 100%. So I will change this angle, drop down, compute using table down. Now you can see this is 100%. This is 100%. This is 100%. So sum of all is 100%. So earlier the calculation was happening from this to this, left to right. Now the calculations are happening from top to bottom, which makes sense, right? If suppose I am a manager of consumer, I want to know where all I am spending the money. Suppose I'm changing this angle. Suppose I'm a manager of bookcases. I want to know where I'm spending the money. Both are giving me relevant information. I can further change drop down compute using pain. Let me click on pain. That is also a very interesting calculation. Sum of all is 100%. Sum of all is 100%. Sum of all is 100%, which is also an interesting calculation we have. Suppose I'm a manager of furniture. I want to know where I'm spending the money. Where is the more cost involved? Let me go with the pain down. Compute using pain down. Now that is also very interesting information. Sum of 4 is 100%. This 4 values. Same way sum of all these is 100%. Suppose I am a manager of consumer for furniture only. Right? I am a manager of consumer and furniture. Basically consumer and furniture I am looking at. Then I am getting this information. Suppose I am a manager of office supply and consumer. Then I am looking at this information. And finally, there is a option of table, that is sum of all is 100%. Sum of everything is 100%. That is also giving me information. So that is about the table calculations which we have. Right? We have running total, difference, rank, moving average. These are some of the table calculations which we use. Okay. All right. So this is what I wanted to cover today. I have one doctor's appointment, so I have to leave early. So any questions here, we can let me know. If I do any in Excel, no, if you do any changes in the Excel, then what you have to do is, let's say I do one entry here. Or let me show you with one small data. Let's create one small data. A, B, C. Randomly giving any random number, okay. And I'll save this. Browse test. Let me connect this with Tableau. We can create a dashboard and you can plug and play. Krishna Mohan. Right. I'll show you that also. So I'll connect to Excel. I'll go to this test file. This is my data set. Okay. And I created this, let's say, sample chart. Okay, just a table. And now I make some changes here. Let's say I'm putting D and giving some random value E and save it. I made the changes in the Excel file. Now here you will not see any changes. Let me right click and click on this refresh. Once I click on this refresh, you see I got the data now. So right click on this and you can refresh this. That is how you can go for. So that is about the refresh part. Now the second part is what I'm coming to, Krishna. The question what you asked is I'm aware of. Let me do that now. This question is from someone else. I think this is from Rahul. This is the answer for Rahul's question. So to answer your question, let me close this file. Let me save this and let me give this as TWX and save as book. Okay. And let me close this file. Let me close all unnecessary files. So this is my book 2 and this is my test file. I don't want to connect to test now. I want to connect to something else. I want to connect to Control C, Control V, and I will make some changes. Okay. I'll make some changes. Okay. This is my new data, which is test copy file. Now I'll connect to the Tableau. I'll open up that same file. Okay. The same Tableau file. And now I don't want to connect to the same sheet. I want to connect to something else. So I'll click on the data, new data source, go to the Excel, and I have this test copy. I'll copy this. This is my data set. I'll go to the sheet 1 and I don't want this blending. I'll just remove this and I'll say that okay. Right click on my original data, replace data source, and I will replace this. The worksheet sheet 1 contains error. The following will be removed. The field name is not from the worksheet data source. That's okay. You can see that I have the new column, new data. And now this sheet I don't want. I'll just close it. So we have the new data. I hope that is what you're asking. Can the tables created in Tableau be exported in Excel? See, we can do something like this. Suppose this table is created, right? And you want to export this. So what you can do is you can right click and you can see your view data and then full data. So basically what you have to do is you have to select this entire control A, right click and view data and full data. You will get this data and you can export to the CSV format. That is one of the options we have. Second option which we have is if you go to the dashboard, you have this sheet. You see there is an option of download, which we discussed in the initial sessions. Here they have come up with a new option of cross tab. I never tried that. Let's try that. Click OK. Press Alt and click on this. How to click that? It's over. To download cross tab, you need to publish the dashboard to the Tableau. Okay. This will not work. This requires a Tableau online or server access. But if I publish this to the online, and I obviously it's a paid software, I cannot show that. But if you publish that in online and you can do that, it will export. There is no limitation on the export. So as we are giving with the right click and view data and full data, it is actually giving me the option of CSV. CSV is a comma separated value, so there is no limitation. Comma separated value has a capability to export n number of data. So there will not be an issue with that. In Excel, there is a limitation, but in CSV, there is no limitations. If you right click, there is a copy. In this copy, you have the data. You can copy the data. You can do the cross tab. And then if you go to Excel, paste, it will give you something like that. It's like a table only they will give. So that is how you can export. Any other questions, guys? Tomorrow we are going to discuss about some of the dashboard techniques which can be useful. Which are the specific features of Tableau which are not available in Excel? Obviously, interactivity of the dashboards, right? That is not available in Excel. Suppose I want to click one chart, other chart will change. Those type of functionality is not there in Excel. The main thing is that only I can talk with data that you cannot do with Tableau. Sorry, with Excel. You can publish the report in the server. That again in Excel you cannot do that. So basically it is making reporting more better. It's possible with sensitivity analysis in Excel. That's good then. You can use Excel. Can this replace ACL access use? Yes. See, access is basically a database. On top of that, you create a static reports. The purpose of Tableau is altogether different. If you try to compare access Excel with Tableau, then obviously why Tableau company is running, right? Why they are charging huge amount? There will be some difference, right? Can I integrate R and Python with Excel? Excel has a limitation of 10 lakh records. Do we have any limitation in Tableau? No, right? In Access, we cannot do a interactive report. If I go with a 10 lakh records of Excel, how much time will it take to open? Is Excel giving me the security? Can I connect data with Excel in a database? If yes, 10 lakh records is the limitation. In Tableau, there is not. So if Tableau company is running, right, there will be something different than Excel or Access. Can I set a user level security? Suppose you are a manager of North region. Can you stop the data and only see North region data in Excel? If we can do that, then Excel is the good option. I'm not expert in Excel, so I'm not aware of that. But if Excel is giving me all these things, then obviously we will not spend that much money on Tableau. I can use Access as a data source also in Tableau. Okay. Any other questions? All right. So this is what we have. Dharmendra, over to you.
Thank you so much, Rahul. Thank you so much for going through with the tabulations and how to refresh the Excel sheets and how to do the table refresh again. Thank you so much. Thank you all the participants for attending the today's session. And with this, we'll close now. मिश्रा जी close कर दीजिए.